shorter than the previous poems. I'm going to read from Sept. I see my eyes, see no telling the truth. This book is, a lot of you have heard it already, there are friends in the audience, which I love, but it's a narrative poem. The whole thing is a story about an iOS device like your cell phone, learning what it hears in conversations and poetry readings and emails and text messages. So the selection that I'm going to read this afternoon is one character, and this character is very dear to me and in my mind represents the crux of what this book wants to do, which is challenge us about our teachers, and not just the ones in school, but like everywhere, what we learn from and how we learn it, and maybe what we do with it. This is from 8045 Winchester Boulevard, the Living Museum, Creedmoor campus. From a voicemail I Sept archived. I'm so glad to hear from you. I'm doing real good now, yeah. Real good. Got myself a nice apartment, real nice. The Q53 bus goes straight to the beach, Rockaway, where we did the butterfly stroke Sunday morning, remember that? Never been this happy in all my whole life. I mean, I mean it, I really do. And I was thinking of you, my social worker. She got me this 1/3 split on this here place in Ozone Park. Roommates are real nice, no problem so far. Not like my last place. You still going to the Bayside group Monday nights? Open Gardens Tuesday? I'm just doing a real good job. Living on life's terms, one day at a time. You know I do a real good job. I want to give you this art too that I made for you. I'm just so proud of you. I think you're doing a good job. It says break the law because you're a lawyer. Get it? You're my friend. And I'm so glad to hear from you. Thanks for calling. This next poem is overheard from public transit. So in this narrative, there's voicemails, there's text messages, there's me on the bus playing on my phone. And all the while in the background, the narrator is trying to understand what it's hearing. And I'd like to invite a friend up to do this one with me. Because part of this book is about people and community and how we all inform each other. Hi, Sarah. Hello. Glad to help. 169th Street Station, Hillside Avenue, to Manhattan, F train. I Sept hurry. I don't know you nothing, but I booked my flight today. When you're rich like me, you forget what it's like to F in front of a mirror. Are you worried about me? Should I be? I ain't heard from you in a while, baby. Do you need anything? That's garbage. Did you even read the article? Tell me a joke. Why did you move so far away? Doors open, stand back. What does it mean to be shy, you ask? Is green moral? I hate weekends because there's so much expected of me. Sometimes it feels like I'm having a heart attack. Do you ever get afraid? Real afraid? What's wrong with eating eggs anyway? I don't have the credit score for that place. Can you loan me a few? I promise. It'll just be a few years. Do you think the timing belt will last? My bones feel frail. What time will I take my last breath? What number of form is this? I think it's wrong. My middle name is my favorite name. I love you. Isn't it strange how all the combinations of those three words mean so much? Pass the sentence. Fuck you for listening to me. I want a divorce. Pipes loose. Nothing is running on Sundays and weekends. Just take the local home. I'll call you a cab. Don't you trust me? What makes us human? Is it these words? These ways we try to burrow through each other's minds? I can't believe you left him there on the platform. Your jeans smell like piss. Pass me the bill. Everything is water. My blood feels slow. I will love you forever. We'll visit the gravesite today. Promise. Can't you look at me? I need you. Thank you. Everyone's had those experiences on the bus, right? Can't tell me I'm the only one that overlistens or overhears.
Sarah, could you speak up a little bit?
Yes. That is a constant problem in every area of my life. I will project. So I Sept continues to hear during a run. Thinking of you, 4:15 p.m. runkeeper activity paused. Significant location logged. Glenwood mortuary. When I die, how will I? Will you visit me? 4:23 p.m. activity resumed. Yours, I Sept. at 2707 Northern Boulevard, the Bayside Diner, eyes best heard. My mother, she was extremely bright, graduated in the 1958 class, St. Agnes High School. She's an expert wizard in things, in a nursing home now. My dad's also a genius, nuclear engineer. Haven't seen him since 1987. He graduated from the boys' high school, went to Queens College to do engineering school. He built everything in this house, built and built and built everything. And I was fascinated by what my father could do. They were extremely dysfunctional, but they had education. Yes, they did. Push notification, user, 3 new text messages, tap to view. Bitcoin is down, negative 5.24%, $6,586.80, tap to view. Tamara Bichard, T. Bichard, started following you, tap to view. When will you come back to me? Listening. My mom would hit me. The teachers would write bad notes about me because I'd look out the window all day long, daydream. So I learned how to read out of fear of not coming home with a bad mark or something. Learned how to do something out of fear, not because reading was fun or nothing. Other kids weren't doing it for fun or nothing. I said, the hell with reading. I want to play with Legos and be left alone from the whole world. Push notification. User, storage space, almost full. I need you to make space for me. Googling fear, Googling Legos, Googling hell, Googling fear. Tap to view what I have for you, love. Listening. I struggled in Mrs. Rantel's class. It was a little too fast for me, too fast for me. And yes, aside from educational needs, I started getting the shit kicked out of me. Bullies in the 6th grade, you know. Just got the shit kicked out of me, blood, black eyes and everything. My mom was horrified. I was getting beaten by bullies to death in PS 49. So she and my dad, they put me in Catholic school in 7th and 8th grade, and I struggled, really struggled. I was getting the shit kicked out of me, you know, in my neighborhood. Not a metaphor. I was getting beat bad. That's just what Middle Village, Queens was like. Push notification user, tap to view, tap too fast, tap blood black eyes watching you behind mirrored screens, tearing cracks, bleed, water drops, seep through, sand cast, glass. Still listening. So I was happy when I got to Catholic school until along came Mr. Catapano. Claire McNulty replaced him eventually. Mr. Catapano was bad, did things he shouldn't be doing. Miss McNulty replaced him when he got taken away by the police. But he was the worst teacher I ever had in my life. Fear, 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 like you wouldn't believe. Push notification user. Logging instances, fear, 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 Father Tim, Catapano, space, where is love, space for fear, beats, repeats. Do you love me or do you fear me? I'm going to pause there because that's the end of that character story. The push notifications, I could have maybe given you a tag before I read them, but that's on your phone when you get a notification that something has occurred in the text space. And so the layout of this book is intended to be disruptive to some of the stories that are in here, because at least personally, my phone is very disruptive to my personal relations if I let it be. So writing this was a way to explore that relationship and how, am I really listening to a story like that? Or am I distracted? Am I waiting for the moment when I can engage with another piece of product? My poems are not funny. I would love to read you some funny poems. Maybe one day I will write them. But I want to read some new stuff to try it out. And I'm checking my watch, not because I'm bored, because I'm trying to be cognizant of my partner here coming up to read, and of your time. So these are, well, they're water-based poems, I guess, is the simplest way to describe them. I was standing listening to the previous poets, and I could smell the canal or the trash can. I was standing near both, so I'm not sure which. And I live on the island in Suffolk County right now, and it has seeped into me the ecology that's out there, and People don't live with more respect for it just because it's there, but it is more prevalent to me. So this one's called The Machines of the New Ecology. I want to smell as salty as low tide, catching crabs in the foam, ready to be baptized in oceans named as separate bodies, when really, I'm the separate one, thinking my skin is a cage, rather than a porous shell for machines, this brain of bottled lightning, drooling prayers, exhaustedly racing home through red lights, skidding into traffic, the car screeches, metal and bone breaking together, to help me become that dusty sea smell, caked in a casket on high tide. No laughter for that. The way that I think I'm engaging with the ocean and the rivers and the bays around me is a kind of mourning. So a lot of these poems reflect that. This one's called Desperate to Make Amends. Ceremonially, the tempest in a nation of sirens beds you, the betrayer caught in her affair, veiled in robes, cloaked in flags. She warns you of the tiger shark, salivating for migrating meals, everything living adjusted, salmon starved before breeding, polar bears drowned in Arctic seas. Not everything was born to swim. Not every solute slows in heat. Like blood sugar, dipping dangerously low during the exam, the doctor said again before he licked me, again the solution is in the tropics, phytoplankton feeding the molten fetus, full of metals, to be wrought as bullets. Fired at the heart of the ocean, I wade in, bloody shallows, primal, in my lament. One more. Hopefully, after hearing these, the smell won't bother you, and maybe some gratitude for the restoration that's going on here. This one's called The Water Will Take Her Revenge. The lighthouse is an omen that the ocean wants to swallow us, vomit back our bags, left by cannibals, ripping legs from the crab. We poisoned ourselves by accident, dunking meat in melted microplastics and butter, desperately bottling water. We salt ourselves to preserve obsession. Needle sagging skin so no one suffers gravity. Lubricate worry with sex and worship like the animals we are. I think that's the last one, and Jerry, thank you for having me.